Hey guys, it's me Shane, here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. Today is episode 16, and it is called The Jet Black Shadow Invading Tokyo. Sorry, Invades Tokyo. I got some notes here to keep me on track, so we're going to get right into it. Today's encyclopedia was on Garurumon, and nice little fun fact, its fur is as hard as any weapon, so kind of makes you wonder how Yamato was able to ride on top of them. Next time, we're going to see Bergermon. So if we remember from last week's episode, uh, Joe and Ikakumon were diverting Mamon and Yukidaramon because Sora was hurt, and Yamato was going to get Sora up the river so she can warm up and be able to fight off the little ice virus that Yukidaramon gave to her. And in the process, Zudomon, or should I say Ikakumon, turned into Zudomon and was able to defeat them. And towards the end of the episode, we saw that Tai and his group, and as you can see behind me, Tai and his group had somehow made it to Tokyo. So this is right where we end off at. They're all very amazed at this moment. Um, Actually, pretty much the beginning parts of the episodes is them just really amazed. Mimi talking about she wants to take a shower. She's talking about this burger place called Burger Jack. If you know anything about burger joints, you know where they're getting that from. And want to get this avocado cheeseburger. And meanwhile, they're all with their Digimon, and Taichi comes up with a great idea. Why don't we go home first and just see what's going on? Because they're just amazed that everything's okay in Tokyo, that there's no power outage, but yet Taichi and Koshiro can't use their phones, and Koshiro's device that he uses to look up the Digimon and look to get on the web isn't working either. So they make their way to the train station. They're going to take their way to Shibuya. Once they arrive there, they find that they're going to have to split off. Mimi lives in a nice section of town, so Mimi's going to walk and go to the right. And Taichi and, of course, Taichi and Koshiro, they live in the same building, so they're going to travel home. And all through this moment, Koshiro's like, did we really beat, like, we didn't rescue the Holy Digimon. We really didn't do anything. Why are we back home? Why is everything back to normal? And Tai is more or less being quiet. And Mimi's just like, well, maybe we beat it without knowing. I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to have all these things. Maybe, Sora and her group, maybe they took care of it, which just Mimi's attitude is just annoying. So we get to this point where, and by the way, just going to point out the scenery for all this. If you've seen Digimon, it's all of the seasons, even on the video games, they're all taken from actual places in Japan, like Shibuya. If you play Persona 5, you're gonna recognize the hallway that they met up in just to look out over everything. And the Digimon artists do a wonderful job of one for one recreating and just redrawing all these things. So just putting that out there. So as they're going their separate ways, all of a sudden Mimi starts going through a loop, and she ends up right back where she was before. And Palmon's like, well, didn't we come here before? And before Mimi can even think, she sees Burger Jack. So her and Palmon go into Burger Jack, and she's about to ask them for the avocado burger because Palmon's head reminds her of avocado burger. Excuse me. Excuse me. And the woman's voice gets distorted, becomes digital. Her eyes look like Tetris pieces, and they just hightail it out. Meanwhile, with Taishi and Koshiro, they're traveling underneath the subway, and the Digimon all say, it's boring riding underground in all this darkness. And Taichi said, well, where we're going to be going above ground. And sooner or later, Agumon goes, hey, when are we going to start seeing something different? And Tai and Koshiro are like, huh. And they arrive right back at the Shibuya station that they just left from. Eventually, they meet up with Mimi, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. They see an attendant. The attendant says that he couldn't make change, but then his voice too becomes distorted, and he gets Tetris pieces for eyes and gets the weird digital smile, and then you see a shadow right underneath him. and the shadow gets a giant eye and shoots an eye beam. Now Palmon's able to get Mimi out of the way, and Agumon's already on the attack, but suddenly this large Digimon comes out that has these two eyes, and it more or less looks like this. We aren't given this Digimon's name yet, but that's what it looks like. And the three of them able to Palmon, Tentamon, Agumon able to subdue this thing. But then suddenly, they're all surrounded by multiples of this unnamed Digimon. And as they make their way back up towards the turnstiles, if you've never been to a train station before, that's where you swipe your ticket and you go over it. When they get to the turnstile, they're attacked again, but Agumon's able to kill this one, and when he does, and it bursts into digital pieces, a part of the turnstile bursts into digital pieces. So Tai says, "I got an idea." Agumon digivolved into Greymon. They burst up from the subway and are back on regular ground. And of course, Mimi's like, "Oh yeah, we got out of there." But Koshiro and Tai have to say, "No, we're not in Tokyo." And everybody on the street turns around and looks at them, get these weird digital faces, and they all turn into this thing. But then this thing turns into this. And that's when we are given his name. He is called Aimon. Pretty spot, on the nose naming. It's called Aimon. And Aimon is shooting more of these red laser beams, because when they were in the other form, the two dual eyes would be shooting these red beams. Well, now they're shooting 6 beams at once. Everybody digivolves into their champion forms, and they're fighting this thing. But it's not really taking any damage, so they all go one step further, and they turn into their ultimate forms: Metal Greymon, Altair Kabuterimon, Red, and Lilymon. Which, quick note on Greymon. Greymon turns into Metal Greymon. Remember when I said that you get the image of Machine Dramon chomping first before he transforms? I've come to the conclusion that is just actually showing where his power might come from, since he's going from dinosaur to machine. And Machine Dramon rules over most machines in lore. It's the same thing with Zudomon, because Zudomon had a seashell turtle Digimon in between its evolution, and that's actually where it gets its shell from. So, they're doing some really fun little eye catches with these Digivolutions. Also, Lilymon's hair is apparently vines. I didn't really realize that until just this moment. So, they all turn to the ultimate forms. They're all attacking Aimon, but as soon as Metal Greymon goes for his trident arm, a building just pops up right in front of it. Altair Kabuterimon tries to use Hornbuster. It sends a train at him. Literally, a train forms in the middle of the air, smashes into him. Lilymon tries to shoot him with Flower Cannon. An airplane runs right into Lilymon. And at this point, this is when Koshiro pulls up his device and says, "This is Aimon. Wait, this is Aizmon, but he's a champion Digimon, and he's collecting all the data from Tokyo. He's able to eat it, and actually, this is more like a nest, if anything." And they come to the conclusion that this is the Digimon that is causing the power outage in Tokyo. And at the beginning of episode 3, right before we are introduced into Sora with Piyomon, we do see this Digimon travel into the digital world. I thought he was connected to the first line, the Algoromon that they met, that Tai and Yamato met, but apparently that may not be the case. So they're now frantic to beat this thing. But unfortunately, as their 3 ultimate Digimon try to attack this thing again, it makes giant barges, the large cargo ships. 3 of them just appear, and they're going to smash on our Digimon. So to give you some size perspective, the ultimate forms like Metal Greymon are huge, but not bigger than barges. Well, out of nowhere, a Shadow Wing, or should I say a Crimson Wing, comes in and destroys these boats. It doesn't destroy them, it halts the digital boats. Sora and Garudamon are coming there. Zudomon with Wergarurumon and Yamato with Joe riding on it, and Wergarurumon just has his arms crossed. And even though that's kind of edgy, I really love that whole image of him just riding along, then jumping up, and Zudomon destroys the 3 barges, And Worgarumon is hopping from digital debris to digital debris, trying to use his Kaiser nail to attack this thing, and it's just bringing buildings up. Well, Metal Greymon says, let's just all attack him at once. And in almost Sentai fashion, seeing all six of them together was just amazing, first of all. And in almost Sentai fashion, they're all coming in, going to use their ultimate attacks against it. Aizmon makes what I like to call an infinity building shield. It's just a curved shield with just nothing but buildings just jutting, making this curved surface. And of course, all their attacks are focused on that one point. They break through, even though Aizmon has all these eyes. One eye blinks, which kind of lets you know it knows it's in trouble. Gets hit with their attack and is just gone. Just in an instance, just gone. Well, that's what we're led to believe until they all land and they're all happy to meet up. But they're still around in this fake Tokyo area, and we, the watcher, can see that Aizmon wasn't completely destroyed. And in no time flat, in the distance, darkness coalesces and makes a giant snake head. And this is where our episode leaves off. And I correctly assessed, I said, I think that's a Rochimon. And with a little preview, this is the Digimon that they're going to be going against next time. Orochimon is a quick little lore dump for all you guys out there. Orochimon, whenever it's been featured, it's an ultimate level Digimon, yes, but it's one of the stronger ones. And the fact that it's based on the Yamato no Orochi, which is a old Shinto Japanese god. It's the thing that Jiraiya fought in order to destroy and to save the princess Tsunade. Yes, Naruto did do some research when making characters, but that aside, I'm actually interested in seeing how they're going to handle this guy because it looks like he's going to be giving them a lot of work. So, the episode. This has to be the best episode so far, and I'm probably almost saying it almost every week. But outside of the Mimi episodes, which kind of slow, and some people don't really like the Joe episodes. I do think Zudomon episode was pretty good, especially explaining Joe's character. But this episode, finally seeing all six of them together, seeing all of their ultimate forms together, it was great. Even the stereotypical everybody doing their moves one after another or together, I don't care. It was still great. Do I have any more quick notes for you guys? Well, a little quick notice, as you can tell, I'm in a different area right now. Hopefully I can do more videos here because it's a little bit more spacious and I get to watch anime on the big screen. So, hey. Any other notes I got for you? I think that's actually it. Yeah. Just I'm excited. This was one of the best episodes. The animation did not waver and did not falter. The digital effects that they have, especially when things get destroyed and Digimon get destroyed and hits come in, amazing, perfect. I have to give this episode a 5 out of 5. This is one of the episodes that get a 5 out of 5 because the build up was a little slow, and you can kind of see where they were going a bit. I can kind of tell where they were going with it, but even in the older series, there was an episode where after Metal Greymon and Tai had defeated Etamon, they were sent in a warp and were sent back home. So I was wondering if that was that kind of situation. But of course, one thing I forgot to mention, they did find out that the Tokyo's going through its third night of the power outage. And just a little thing they slid in there. Apparently, police were stopping riots. Yeah, the world does watch world news outside of itself. They know what's going on in this country. Just found it very interesting. And also, let me see, Tai Chi. You see his sister Hikari, but we know her as Kari in English. But Hikari and their mom and their cat, they're gonna try to leave. And there's a little note on the sofa telling Tai that they're going to his grandmother's house and to give him a call when they get in. Very nice. I like the fact that they let us see what's going on in the real world, that this situation is causing chaos and that there is someday. So there's totally stakes to all of this, and I'm glad they're actually showing that. I'm also glad that the animation in this has not faltered. Like I said before, it was very nice to see some of the familiar places of Digimon where they do a lot of things, especially the bridge. That was the bridge where Ken from season 2, you see he's evil. In season 3, it's where Gilmon couldn't turn away, couldn't stop being Growlmon. Very iconic bridge. I can't wait for them to get back to it in their own world. Um, just another thing to note, it's very interesting that a lot of these evil Digimon don't speak. It's not like the older series where your enemy Digimon tend to taunt you. So I'm wondering if they're going to touch on that, because they're pretty much picking up on everything. Anything that you feel that they've dropped, they've picked it back up and they've answered it and they've thrown it back at us. So again, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. I expect the 20th episode to be something spectacular. I hope they don't fail me, because they haven't failed me, because I said I gave them to episode 10, and episode 10 is one of their top 5 episodes of this series to date. This is right up there with episode 5. Episode 16 is with episode 5. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, hope you give them a watch after you watch this, or before you watch this. Just watch this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the video. Please let me know what you think down below. Are you interested in seeing them go up against another Mega Digimon, kind of like how Yamato and Taichi did in episodes 1 and 2? I'm pretty, they're ramping up, and I can't wait to see what happens when they get to the Holy Digimon finally. And I have a feeling who they are, but I'll talk about that next time, because I got a feeling I know what episode 18 is going to be about. So, guys, I've been Shane. Please be good, be blessed, wear a mask, Black Lives Matter, and I will most definitely see you next time.